Nick Lott here, the Nick Lott Show on Spreaker Web Radio, here with Texas Tech safety Cody Davis. Tech getting a 3-point win over the Minnesota Golden Gophers at the mighty E-Car Care Bowl at Texas. Again, Cody Davis, starting safety. Can you talk about the game tonight, how you saw it being played?
I mean, it was a physical game. We knew that coming out into it, a Big Ten team. I think they had one guy on their starting offense that was, smaller than 6'2", and their running back was about 240. So, we knew it was going to be a physical game, and that's what it was. We just had to adjust and fly around to the ball and make tackles.
During the regular season, you're preparing for different opponents every single week. So, preparing for a bowl game, watching film on this team, looking at their schemes that they run offensively, how is that different preparing for a team for a month, whereas during the regular season you're preparing for a week? Does it kind of get repetitive? Not boring, because, it's your job, but...
it's kind of like having an off week. You go back to the fundamentals, but, you kind of slowly start working in, Minnesota's game plan and stuff like that. But, yeah, it does get repetitive, and sometimes you can just, over compensate too much. You've seen it so much. You dissect it way too much and overcomplicate things. But, I think we did pretty good preparing for this game.
You and your recruiting class were recruited by Leach. This is your second bowl game where you had an interim coach coaching y'all. Obviously, there was a lot of controversy. Some people didn't like Tuberville. Some people wanted Leach back. And I remember that bowl game. Baron Batch said it perfectly in the pregame interviews. He said, people want Leach back. Reality is he's not coming back. Y'all manned up in that game, and y'all manned up in this game and got the win. But how different was it playing for Tuberville over Leach?
It was a total 360. With Leach, it was, he didn't deal any with the defense or, coaches too much. He was pretty much offensive coordinator, from what I could tell. On defense, we didn't get to talk to him too much, but, less strict. Players kind of did what they want. And the schedule was relaxed, and, Tuberville comes in and puts in structure. He's a suit and tie kind of guy, and that's how he ran his football team. But, that was pretty much the big change.
During your time at Tech, you had numerous coaching changes. I saw on your blog, this is going on the third head coach, 4 different defensive coordinators, all 4 years that you started, 4 different position coaches in your defensive backfield. How did that affect you as a player? Obviously they're going to have different schemes, where some harder to adapt to than others.
Yeah, definitely. I kind of broke it down in my blog on which ones were harder and then easier, but it's completely different. It's like changing your bosses every year. They come in, they have a different style. You got to get to know them and know their defense and where you fit in that defense. So it's completely different every year.
Right. Let's see. Other than the record, 5-7 last year, missed out on a bowl game for the first time in I think it was 10 years. 7-5 this year, 8-5 after the bowl game win. So, other than the record, what was different from this season and last season?
I think leadership. This senior class has been really strong.
Right.
We didn't have too much leadership. We're still going through changes last year. I think the locker room was a little more divided last year, and we really came together. Started the chain gang on defense, and came closer together as a team.
Right.
And I think that's really what changed this year.
And you mentioned the chain gang. Can you touch on that a little bit?
We just wanted to form an identity.
Was that the whole defense or the defensive backfield, or what was that?
No, that's the whole defense.
Okay.
Kind of just unite us and, have something to stand behind and hold each other accountable to our goals.
So I guess it represents every member of the defense as a link in the chain?
Yes, and we got to, hold each other together.
And while we're on the subject of defense, you're a defensive-minded guy. The defense improved a lot, tackling, coverage. What kind of adjustments did y'all make in this offseason to improve?
I think the biggest adjustment was, mainly the coaching change. The players were there, and the coaching change, Coach Kaufman, he comes in and he gives us confidence.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest thing for us. We kind of got beat down and yelled to death last year. And, players don't respond to that sometimes.
Right. You can only take so much of it.
Oh, yeah. And, when you're getting yelled at for doing bad and for doing good, you know, it's a lose-lose situation. So he came in with confidence and really got us to play hard.
There's a game this year, or we'll talk about this year and then your overall career. If there's a game you could replay from this season, which one would it be?
Oh man, that's
probably haven't gotten that one in a while.
There's a lot of them.
But I guess if you had to choose one, if it boiled down to, okay, this went wrong here, I wish we would have done this, what would it be?
I mean, you know, I definitely want the Oklahoma game back, but as far as, you know, how close we were, I think the Texas game was huge.
Right.
You know, we never beat them, and, you know, I really thought we had a good advantage.
Yeah, going in.
Yeah, so that was a tough loss to take, and, you know, that really hurt us.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, yeah, going into your career, if there was a game you could do in your career, whether it's this season, freshman season, wherever, which one would it be?
Do it over?
Yeah, I know that's a lot to think about them. So I'm throwing curveballs at you.
I have trouble remembering last year. You know, I just have to say the 5-7 season. You know, last year, you know, I can't pick a specific game, but you know, you kind of have to have a kind of chip on your shoulder if you're a player. You know, I think we're getting coached really hard, and you know, I think we took too much in and you know, beat ourselves up too much. You know, sometimes you got to have a chip on your shoulder and know when to just shrug it off and just worry about playing.
Last year y'all played Baylor. That game determined whether y'all would be bowl eligible or not. What was it like going up against Robert Griffin, the eventual Heisman Trophy winner?
I mean, I have a lot of respect for him. You know, he's fast and can throw, but you know, I think we gave that game up too. You know, it hurts to take a loss like that, period.
Right.
I think we could control them, you know, well enough to get the win, and, you know, somehow we couldn't do it.
Yeah. All right, Cody, well, I appreciate the time. Good game tonight. I think I counted like 12 tackles and assists. So, add a way to finish off your career. One more question before we go. You had a 3.7 GPA, and you're working on your master's right now. Obviously, the pros that's an option for you. How would you see that playing out? Like, what's your next step?
I mean, I'm going to go train and, you know, get me an agent and try out for the NFL this year. I'm probably going to start training actually Monday, and, you know, I'm headed to the East-West Shrine game on the 12th, and that's played the 17th or 19th, I don't remember. But, yeah, I'm going to definitely give the NFL a shot. Haven't registered for classes or anything, but, you know, I'm going to come back and finish my master's whenever I get a chance. So I'm going to give.
I mean, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to give the NFL the hardest, you know, try I can. But, you know, I know that it stands for not for long, and you know, I have a backup plan and come back and finish my master's.
All right, man. Well, again, appreciate the interview. It's been a long time coming. Good game tonight. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.